something that we're going to do today with the kids that probably a lot of you have thought about doing, but maybe thought was just a little bit too hard, a little bit too difficult with your kids, and that would be to carve a couple of Halloween pumpkins. So, you know, we found a couple of pumpkins. We have this one here, nice and round, nice basic round shape, not too big. And the things that we have here on the counter are just a couple of things that you probably have in your own home already. You know, we just have a small paring knife, a knife with a serrated edge just to help sawing the openings a little bit better, a small screwdriver to mark our lines. This here might be a little bit tricky to find. This is called a channel knife. That'll give a nice V-shaped cut along the top here. That'll give it just a little bit more of a decorative look. And a couple of spoons to scoop out the seeds. We of course have a pencil and a marker to make our design, because you always want to draw your design first. That way you have a little bit of a guide when you're cutting your pumpkin. And this is Marco and Serena. These are my kids. They're going to help me out today. First, we're going to start with drawing our guide. We're going to cut off the top. Want a rough circle right there. So we're going to use the channel knife here. Go right in. And you have to go in opposite directions with each cut. So we'll use our little paring knife just to free it up. Oop, there we go. Go. And now we're just using a spoon to scoop out the seeds. Okay, and we want to make sure we save the top here, because once this is done and it's on our front porch, we can put the top right back in as a little cap. That way it'll protect the candle that's in there. And there you go. There, pretty much all of the seeds are out. You can just keep reaching in there and grabbing a few. For the most part, it's completely clean. So now we'll need our marker again. We're going to find the nicest part of the pumpkin. We're going to draw a very basic shape. I'm going to draw the triangle eyes, a little half circle right there. That'll be the eyeballs right there. And then we're going to draw a mouth, get a nice big smile. You want to be mindful that when you draw the teeth, I'm drawing little squares for the teeth, we're going to color that in. Those are going to stay. We're cutting around all of the teeth. And now we're drawing the nose. Again, just another triangle. Pretty basic. And to make this a little bit easier, we're going to use a small screwdriver to make a little bit of a pattern to cut out the eyes. That way when we get to it with the knife, it'll go through a lot easier. So we have the basic cut. You just want to make sure to get in there with a knife and clean it up a little bit. So there's the first eye. And then we'll be painting that eyeball black. That way when the light shines through, you'll have the black coming through the eye. Now we have our second eye. So now you want to see? There you go. What do you think? So it's getting there. It's starting to take shape. So we can use paint or even a marker and just color in the eyes. And now we're going to work on the nose. Nose is a little easier because we don't have the eyeballs right there, so we can just start with the knife. There's the nose. You want to make sure that it's completely hollow. There's my finger. I can get my finger right through there, so we know a lot of the light from the candle will come right through. So now we're going to work on the mouth. This is probably the biggest cut that you'll make, so you have to be the most careful with it. And we're cutting the pattern. We're not going too deep. We just want to go maybe about 1/4 of an inch in, right across that nice big smile. Right down. So you're holding the knife like a pencil. So once we trace the line, then we'll use the knife much more like a saw and cut right in place. So I had carved the entire mouth, I had traced it with the knife, and now everything is pretty much loose, but because of the teeth, it's holding in place. So you have to go back and make smaller cuts just to take it out in pieces. It's really difficult to try to take out the entire mouth in one shot. That is pretty much it. That's our first very basic jack-o'-lantern for the front porch at Halloween. And there we go. Happy Halloween.